New information on a developing story tonight. We are hearing from the family of the man accused of shooting and killing that unarmed teenager Friday night. But first, the family of the 17-year-old Wolfson High School student gunned down in the parking lot of a Southside gas station plans to start a foundation in his memory. According to the funeral home's website, Jordan Davis's family is going to create a foundation for at-risk students who suffer from tragedies. Police say Davis and his friends had left the town center on Black Friday and around 7:40 stopped at the Gate gas station at Southside and Bay Meadows. He was in the back seat of a red SUV with his friends, and police say the man parked next to them got into a confrontation with them over their loud music. Police say Dunn fired 8 or 9 shots at the SUV, striking Davis several times before driving off.
I mean, he was a collector of guns. Supposedly, information obtained from Brevard County that he was a collector and shot at local gun ranges down there.
Dunn's attorney says Dunn's girlfriend, Ronna Rauer, who is not facing any charges, had run into the gas station to get a bottle of wine when the shots were fired. They had just left Dunn's son's wedding reception when they stopped at that gas station. Dunn was arrested the next morning in Brevard County. As Jordan Davis's family prepares to lay him to rest, the man charged with his murder is awaiting extradition back to Jacksonville. And tonight, Michael Dunn's daughter is sharing new information about her father. Heather Crawford joining us live on the South Side with the latest on tonight's top story. Heather.
Joy, this is the parking lot where Jordan Davis was shot several times as he sat unarmed in the back seat of an SUV, according to police. And as you mentioned, investigators think it all started over the suspect being upset over loud music coming from that SUV. But tonight, the suspect's daughter paints a much different picture of her father and says that he is not a murderer. Appearing before a judge in Brevard County, 45-year-old Michael Dunn pleaded not guilty Monday to murder and attempted murder charges. He's being held without bond and is expected to be moved to Jacksonville within 72 hours. Dunn's attorney says he acted in self-defense, and according to her, the truth has not yet been made public.
I'm saying that he acted responsibly as any responsible firearms owner would act.
Dunn's 20-year-old daughter, Rebecca, says she went numb when she got a phone call from her uncle explaining what had happened. And she says her heart goes out to Jordan Davis's family.
He got frightened, and he had to do what he had to do. And I mean, it's sad. It's so sad. It's a terrible tragedy on both sides. It really is. But, I mean, I don't know what he's going to do in that situation. You don't know what he's going to do. He just reacted.
Sunday, our camera captured his family and friends praying at his home in Satellite Beach. Rebecca says her family is rallying behind her dad.
I just want him to know that he's a good person, you know, he's a good father. Everyone that's in his life loves him, and everyone that met him as my friends are all praying for him. So that shows you that he's a good person, you know, he's super, super smart, you know, he does computer software and all this stuff, like, and he's so funny and nice and outgoing, and like, he loves life.
Rebecca shared these photos with us and says her father loves boating, riding motorcycles, and flying airplanes. First Coast News has learned that in 2007, when he was on his way back to Jacksonville, he claimed he accidentally veered into restricted airspace at the Kennedy Space Center. That brought out federal officials and bomb-sniffing dogs who thought the wayward plane might have been an act of terrorism. Dunn was never charged. And again, Michael Dunn is being held behind bars tonight in Brevard County without bond. As for Jordan Davis, his visitation has been set for this Wednesday from 4 to 7 p.m. at Hardage Giddens Funeral Home of Mandarin. Another visitation is planned for Friday in Marietta, Georgia, and his funeral is set for Saturday at noon in Powder Springs, Georgia. And you can count on First Coast News to stay on top of this story on air and online. Live tonight on the South Side, Heather Crawford, First Coast News.
Heather, thank you. Folks, you can count on First Coast News for continuing coverage on this story, both on air and online.